Hello and welcome back to the Always Smiling Faces YouTube channel. I'm Aaron and this week I'm here to give you my prediction for this Saturday's starting 11 as we host West Ham United at St James's Park. So, look, let's not beat around the bush here. I think the lineup is going to be very similar to the one that we had on Monday against Burnley. I mean, how can it not be? The lads were absolutely fantastic at Turf Moor. You know, obviously it was a nervy last 20 minutes, but they did so well to hold on to claim our third successive win. So realistically, who would even make way in that team? I don't think anyone deserves to or should make way in that team. And if there's one man that should never make way in that Newcastle team, it's the man between the sticks. It's Martin Dubravka, the first name on the team sheet in more ways than one. Could argue actually that he was at fault for Burnley's goal on Monday. I'd certainly argue that point. I think if he's in the right position, that doesn't happen. That goal doesn't materialise. But he's pulled us out of the shit on so many occasions since he arrived at the club that, yeah, he's definitely not getting dropped. He is in that team sheet. He is the first man there. So Martin Dubravka in goal. Now here's the big question. This is the main talking point heading into the West Ham game is, who do we have at the back, and do we go with a 3 or a 4? Personally, I'd love to see 3 at the back. I think having 3 at the back with Kennedy and Yedlin as wing backs would be fantastic. I think it would make us really versatile and quite exciting going forward. But realistically, it's going to be 4, isn't it? So with that in mind, it's going to be Yedlin at right back, the wonderful Fernandez, and the beautiful, handsome, just, what a guy, Shaw centre back, and the hero himself, Mr. Kieran Clark at left back. I don't think he deserves to lose that spot. Obviously, there's no one really to lose it to at the moment. But yeah, it would be the harshest decision in the world from Rafa if he was to take Clark out of that starting 11. You know, in regards to that back 4, I do think, obviously, a fully fit Paul Dummett walks straight in at left back, but I don't think it's worth rushing him back to feature on Saturday at this point. I think Rafa is looking ahead to the fixtures we've got over Christmas, and he wants Dummett firing on all cylinders and leading the team out. So yeah, I don't even know if Dummett will be on the bench at this stage. I think he's still probably too crocked at the moment. So yeah, there's no doubt that Clark is going to be starting at left back. Now we move on to the midfield, and I'm going unchanged again. So I'm going Richie on the right. Hopefully someone's replaced his Toblerone boots. I don't think any of us can deal with another miss like that. I've watched it back a few times and I've watched the lads' reaction to it, and it just gets more and more painful every time. I'm so glad that we ended up coming away with 3 points, because that would have haunted us for a long time, and it would definitely haunted Richie. You could see the relief on his face in the interview after the match. So yeah, get some shooting practice in, son. But, you know, irregardless, you're starting on the right. In the middle of the park, it's going to be Diame and Key. I think that's probably another contentious point with Shelvey being on the bench for Burnley. You know, has he done enough in training to win his place back in the team? I don't know, but certainly Key has done more than enough in keeping us calm, spraying that ball around, just keeping the team ticking over, that he's probably one of the first names on the team sheet now, to be honest. He's been fantastic lately, and Shelvey really, really needs to work his way back into this team. It's fantastic to see, but yeah, it's definitely going to be Key and Diame as far as I'm concerned, and on the left, it's going to be Kennedy. The number 10 role now, or the run around and look like you're doing something role, is unfortunately going to be Jose Perez. I think he had one of the weakest performances against Burnley of the whole team, to be honest. It wasn't a bad performance, but it was just another one of those performances where he looks like he's busy, he looks like he's doing stuff. He did create that great chance for Hosselu, but it's frustrating. You want to see more from him. You know, he's had glimpses of being fantastic in the past, and he's obviously nicked goals here and there, but he just needs to do more. But I think, you know, with Muto, you know, still being a doubt, I think, yeah, it has to be Perez 10 role, unless Muto is miraculously much better than he was from Monday. And up top on his own is obviously the beast. It's Salomon Rondon. As I just mentioned, it's brilliant to see some actual competition now for spots in the squad. I think at the start of the season we were like, we have one starting 11 and then a bunch of reserves, but that's just not the case now. I think the likes of Lascelles and Shelvey in particular really need to work hard to earn their places back in the squad, and it's going to be interesting to see if they've got the fight to do it. I think they both have, and I think they're obviously both fantastic players, but it's just nice to see Key, Shaw and Fernandez sort of working their arses off and then really establishing themselves in that starting 11. And they're real key players now, no pun intended at all. But yeah, it's just a nice luxury, isn't it? We don't often have this at Newcastle United, but we've got a genuine scrap for different positions on this pitch now. And it's only a good thing for the team. So, prediction time. West Ham are a very different beast to Burnley in that they're more likely to work their attacks through us as opposed to lumping it up to the big fellas. That said, I think we've shown enough in the past 3 games to feel confident going into this one. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win with Rondon nailing another one at home. And I'm going to go with the Kennedy Screamer for the second. Don't ask why, I just believe it. So if you believe it, it'll happen. I think he's been a different player this season, but I think one goal could turn his entire season around. And hopefully all it takes is one ridiculous goal, and then he's just going to transform into that player that we've seen when we initially got him on loan from Chelsea. So fingers crossed that's how it works out. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And let us know in the comments below if you think Rafa will set the team up any differently from what I've predicted. And until next time, see you later.